internally we refer to oneself, and then externally it will be others. So give you this example. Let's say like breathing. We found that everybody is breathing. So internally is we are breathing. Externally everybody others is breathing. Externally everybody is breathing.
How do you experience that?
So far.
How do you experience that? How do you experience,
So internally from ourselves, we experience ourselves, we imagine that the other person will do the same thing.
So by inference, right? By inference, by deduction. Okay.
This is one of the other one is, the other explanation will be the bodily sensation you feel is internally, the external factor will be the external part.
Again?
In the sensation we feel internally, this will be internal, what we feel. The other one is what is the cause of the cause will be from the external.
How is this related to Anapana? No, this one is extra bonus. Okay, thank you. Anyone got anything to share regarding this, internal, external?
Okay, again, I'm talking strictly from the Anapana practice, yeah. So the internal is very clear. You're referring to your own in-breath and out-breath. Now, external is when you're actually observing somebody's in-breath and out-breath. The word is pasati, right? Pali word? Pasati. Contemplation, the Pali word. Yeah, so when you actually look at somebody's breath, you can actually see whether the breath is long breath, short breath, in breath. Now, one of the interesting things I noticed that sometimes when you see somebody breathing, it can actually prompt you to observe your own breath as well. Right? Then that, to me, is the last trait, which is internal and external.
From my group, we feel that externally is the six senses, the one that we feel, that we observe, any feeling. And internally would be the reaction, the feelings to the sensations. Whereas both internally and externally, what we understand is by observing our breath, it's a connection of both the external senses as well as the more subtle responses. For example, if when you're meditating, there are some random thoughts, or if you're feeling angry or specific feeling, one can sometimes observe that the breaths lag and depth changes. So that's what we understood by internally and externally. Thank
you. Let me have some comments on this. Just like there are so many different views in this hall about how to interpret internally and externally. Different meditation techniques and teachers or scholars also have their own ways of interpreting internally and externally, and there is evidence for both schools of thought. One saying that it is something inferential. You infer as you watch your breath, and then you're so familiar with watching your breath, and then you see somebody else panting there, then you can empathize with that person. That poor fellow must be having a hard time breathing, because you know that when you breathe so heavily, there's something wrong, and it's very uncomfortable. Yeah. Then internally and externally means that there is a loss of the barrier between I and you. Breathing is just breathing. Doesn't matter I'm breathing or he's breathing. When your practice comes to that sort of level, then one could contemplate in such a way. It may not be so obvious with respect to breathing, but it is very useful in respect of our feelings, perceptions, and thoughts. When we have such attitudes, we have such emotions, we have such perceptions, and we keep on watching our own minds, and we see how they don't really belong to us. They come and go because of causes and conditions. And then when you see somebody behaving in a very obnoxious way, in a way that is disagreeable, then perhaps through your own practice you can empathize with that person. That poor fellow is also not. It's not him who is responsible for that behavior. That behavior comes about because of causes and conditions. Yeah. So that inferential knowledge becomes very useful when you empathize with people, and that causes a lot of loving kindness, compassion, and forgiveness and acceptance to arise. Then when it comes to internally and externally, it's this breaking of the barrier. And when you see somebody getting angry, it's not, you don't blame that person anymore. You just look at it as anger. Anger is just another phenomena that has arisen due to causes and conditions. You look at the person behaving in a very disagreeable and very, how do I say, offensive way. Also, you don't feel offended, You are not offended by the person anymore because you understand that that is an action that arises out of ignorance. It's beyond his control. It becomes so impersonal that this barrier between internal and external is no longer